Investment after
families and businesses with a goal of keeping smiles and eyes healthy. Learn more at deltadentalil.com.
More foreign investment after last week's big immigration raid on a foreign-owned construction project in Georgia.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Avalara, providing businesses with cloud-based tools and managed services for property tax compliance. From filing returns to tracking assessments, Avalara can help. Learn more at avalara.com/property-tax.
I'm David Brancato in Los Angeles. The U.S. government plans to target more businesses for immigration enforcement after a raid on a construction project for a massive car battery plant in Georgia last week led to the arrests of hundreds of South Korean workers. The government in Seoul says a deal has been reached to fly detained workers home. The factory, adjacent to a new Hyundai electric car factory near Savannah, is a joint operation between Hyundai and LG, the BBC's Jean McKenzie reports from Seoul.
The South Korean government has been working all weekend to get these workers released. Last night, it reached a deal with the US to bring them home on a chartered flight. But the exact details of how and when the workers will be returned still need to be finalized. South Korea's foreign minister is trying to ensure they'll be returned voluntarily rather than deported. The raid at the Hyundai site took place just 2 weeks after South Korea agreed to invest billions of dollars in the US to help it produce the likes of car batteries.
President Trump last night was working to thread the needle of being tough on immigration while still attracting foreign businesses, posting, quote, "Your investments are welcome, and we encourage you to legally bring your very smart people with great technical talent." He continued, "We will make it quickly and legally possible for you to do so." Checking markets, S&P futures are up 0.2%. Gold is at a new all-time high, above $36.50 an ounce, with investors looking for alternatives. With interest rates expected to come down later this month, gold's up 37% this year. Lottery officials say two people will share the $1.787 billion Powerball jackpot. One bought the ticket at a convenience store in Fredericksburg, Texas. The other somewhere in Missouri, is all we know so far. For the businesses that sell tickets, there can also be wins. Marketplace's Carla Javier reports.
When you go into a convenience store to buy a ticket, the business makes about 5 to 6 cents per dollar and potentially earns your loyalty. Jeff Leonard is with the National Association of Convenience Stores.
When somebody is a lottery customer, they tend to buy about 50% more than the non-lottery customer.
Leonard says when the jackpot hits $1 billion, traffic spikes.
It showcases the store to people who haven't been inside before.
But online lottery retailers are growing. Jackpot.com reports it's doing 5 to 10 times the volume of the last $1 billion prize. Jonathan D. Cohen, who's written extensively about gambling, says spikes in sales are basically a barometer
of people's feeling that they're stuck in their jobs or that they don't have opportunity in the economy or that they're economically insecure.
Cohen says he bought a ticket this time around, and so did Jeff Leonard at a convenience store. I'm Carla Javier for Marketplace.
Economists I've talked to say buying a single lottery ticket may be worth the money in entertainment value, and mathematicians often point out that buying more than one lottery ticket for the same drawing increases your chances of winning by not zero, but close to it.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Schwab. Schwab knows that investors want control of their financial future. That's why when it comes to wealth management, Schwab is dedicated to giving investors more choices. More at schwab.com. And by Yubico, makers of the YubiKey. YubiKey helps protect important digital applications and services. YubiKey, still undefeated, the original passkey. More at yubico.com.
It's been about 6 months since the Trump administration started firing federal workers. Some of the first to go may have burned through severance pay if offered. And if they haven't found new work, the end of unemployment benefits loom. Some are turning food to food banks and health care for low-income people, Medicaid. Marketplace's Nancy Marshall-Genzer spent some time with one family.
It's about 9:30 on a sticky morning in downtown D.C., but temperatures are already headed toward the 90s. Amy Uccello is standing near the back of a line stretching to the end of the block, waiting for a chance to get some fresh produce at a food bank.
The first time I was in this line, I was hoping no one would drive by, that I would know.
But she's used to it now. Uccello's been coming here every Friday since the end of January, when she was laid off from her job at USAID. Shortly after that, her husband lost his position at a nonprofit working with the agency. All right, the line is moving. Inside, there are carrots, cabbage, greens, and melons. Uccello holds her bag open.
Thank you very much. You can just drop it.
As we head to the car, Uccello sees something fluttering on her windshield. A parking ticket.
$100.
Her eyes fill with tears.
That's gonna cut.
Uccello thought she'd be in and out of the food bank before parking restrictions kicked in. She ignored a new, nagging thought. Don't take any chances that could cost money.
It's sort of an ever-present thought on your mind, and it should have been a thought when I parked.
Well, it is what it is, she says. When Uccello gets home, her husband, Christopher Feddersen, and their year-old daughter are waiting.
Up until I got the food.
After she unpacks the groceries and the baby is fed, Uccello usually turns to the task of job hunting. She figures she sends out about 10 applications a month while taking on as many side hustles as she can manage, including cleaning a friend's Airbnb.
She asked me if I knew anyone who could clean it, and I said, yeah, me.
Behind Uccello's laughter, there's a lot of stress. Her hair is starting to fall out. She finds a bunch in the drain after a shower. She worries about former colleagues. Some have lost their homes. One committed suicide. Job loss is a form of trauma, says Washington State University psychology professor Tahara Probst.
It ranks right up there alongside things like the loss of a loved one, the dissolution of one's marriage, experiencing a major health crisis. It is incredibly stressful.
Adding to the stress, Uccello's expertise is in a field that's rapidly shrinking. Now she's at a crossroads. Does she keep looking for work in her field, change careers, or even go back to what she did before grad school, waiting tables? Holding their baby, her husband, Christopher Feddersen, talks about a more drastic option.
I think if I'm to do the work that that my companies have invested skills in me for and that I've become an expert in, that work is probably not in the United States anymore. That probably means going overseas.
They don't have long to ponder their next move. Their unemployment benefits just ran out. I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer for Marketplace.
In Los Angeles, I'm David Brancaccio. This is the Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.